Hello everyone, it's Steph with Steph's Nurtured Locks, and I'm back with another video. In this video, I want to talk with you guys about locks that are breaking. What are some of the reasons why your locks may be breaking, and what can you do to stop or slow down the process of your locks breaking off? Now, I'm not talking about at the roots, I'm talking about along the body of the lock or closer to the ends of the lock. All right. So, being that we are locked and our hair that falls out from the follicle do not have a chance to escape from our head, they fall into the lock. We're not able to have that normal 100 or so strands that shed naturally from our scalps go away. They fall into the lock. Okay, so our locks are just a combination of our hair growing from our scalps, and what fills the lock in is the shed hair. So eventually that hair will need to leave. We may be able to leave the hair in the lock for years before it actually escapes the hair. So thinning and breaking of the locks is normal. It's normal wear and tear after so many years. But if you are just 3, 4 years in, I would even say 5 years, you really shouldn't see those ends shedding off frequently. There may be some things that you're doing that contribute to the hair falling off quicker and more frequently than it should. So let's look at those things. Number one thing is bleaching your hair. Bleaching causes damage. It strips your hair of its moisture. It strips the strands of its nutrients. It does. But it doesn't always lead to breakage for everyone. It depends on the technique. It depends on how much is used. It depends on your hair texture. It depends on whether your hair has been bleached and or dyed before. What state of hair are you beginning with when you add the bleach? But just know that if you're going to bleach your hair, color your hair, and such, that the care, it requires more maintenance. Okay, it requires more maintenance. It requires more moisture. It requires more babying of your locks once you add bleach or color. Now, with that being said, the number one thing that you need to do when you bleach and color your hair is you need to add moisture. You need to be moisturizing your hair on a consistent and frequent basis. And there's many ways to do this. It just depends on your personal preference. If you like to use conditioner, make sure you're conditioning. I would even go as far as to say, if you're using bleach, that you need to deep condition. Find a good deep conditioner that works for you and deep condition regularly. Also, you need to be moisturizing daily. And this is whether you have bleached your hair or not. You need to be moisturizing your locks. So add water, let the steam hit your hair. You can use leave-in conditioners if that's what you prefer. You can use oils. I wouldn't say use oils every day, but use it on a consistent basis if that's what you like to use to seal in the moisture. So you want to spritz your hair down first with water and then add the oils on top to seal it in. If you're like me and you do not use conditioner and you do not use oil on your hair at all, you are going to want to use water and or rose water on a regular basis every day if you can. Now, when my hair is in a style, I don't do it every day, but I rarely style my hair. So outside of that, 90% of the time, I am spritzing my hair down with water and rose water every single day. So I get all of it, the roots, the middle, the ends, and my scalp, and massage it in to my hair and scalp every single day. And I know that that has contributed to the health of my locks. I have not lost any locks at the ends. Like, I haven't had any locks just pop off. Um, so not moisturizing can cause your hair to break. Bleaching your hair can cause your hair to break. Now let's talk about washing your hair. Locks need to be washed on a regular basis, not only for hygiene purposes and cleanliness, but also to add moisture, full moisture, because spritzing is only going to do so much. But when you get your hair drenched, that is max moisture, and our hair still needs that, even as locked heads. Um, Now, when you wash your hair, this can be a problem, very important, is when you are washing your hair, be gentle with the body and the ends of the lock. I see people washing their hair very rough, like as if you don't like your hair, like really, really rough, scrubbing it together everywhere. And, that's not necessary if you're washing your hair regularly. If you have a lot of buildup and you're trying to get rid of buildup, soak your hair instead, because that friction is just going to cause weakness to the locks, and eventually they'll start thinning out and breaking. Also, after washing your hair, the way you dry it, can contribute to breakage as well. So, after you lock your hair, let's say, I'm sorry, after you wash your hair, let's say you use a towel to dry your hair. Okay, yes, you want to pat, squeeze, and pat, but you don't want to wring your hair. Don't wring it. Don't wring it. We want to get the water out, but don't wring it hard, because that's just like over twisting, and it's gonna cause weakness in the locks over time. Okay. Um, Styling too much. Now, it's totally okay to style your locks. Locks are versatile. Definitely play with it, have fun, and style. But don't style too much. And by too much, I mean back to back to back to back. So you style your hair, you keep it in for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, take it out, wash, and put another style right back in. That's going to cause breakage over time too. It's just like over twisting. You want to give your hair a chance to rest in between. You want to give it a chance to, replenish its natural moisture balance in between styles. And I'm not even just talking about updos where your hair is pinned up for weeks. Even with, like, styles that you let it out and it's loose, you don't want to do it too much with braid outs, the tightness of the braids, putting the rubber bands on the ends of the braids, keeping those on, and then turning right back around and doing it again and again and again, eventually can cause breakage to the locks. Twist outs as well. Okay. Um, you want to be careful with um, maintaining your locks. So, like, if you do retwist your locks at the roots, fine, but you don't have to always go down the lock and palm roll every single time. So doing this over time will cause weakness along the shaft and the body of the lock, and it will cause thinning and then breakage. Okay, be careful also with tight ponytails. So You can put your hair up, fine, but if you're constantly pulling it up and you're pulling on it, you're using that band and you're tightening up really, really tight along the same area every time, that's gonna cause weakening in the locks and eventually thinning and breakage. Um, Product buildup is another one. Okay, this one may not seem like it's directly related to weakening and breakage, but it is. So just think about, as a loose natural, all that product in your hair. If you had too much product and then you went in and tried to style your hair, comb it, brush it, that will cause breakage because the product sits on your strands. It becomes heavy, and that is a point of tension. That can cause um, consistent tension on your hair and on your locks, and that eventually will weigh your hair down over time, and it can cause too much weight to support um, your roots, and that can cause breakage either at the roots but also along the locks. So those are my reasons. I know there's plenty more, so for the ones that I have not touched on, definitely leave your reasons in the comment section. Let's make a discussion out of it. That's all I have for today. I hope this really helps someone out there. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you like this content, and hit the notification bell if you don't want to miss my future uploads. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.